The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello, this is Thursday's news. I'm Mary Silla Kelaton. In this edition, collaborated effort to respond to polio, teachers in Lae await Wenge to fulfill promise, and Hikari women cruise into finals. Following the announcement of the resurgence of the polio virus, the national government and partners have mobilized a collective response to the detection made in Lae, Morbe province. While there are no clinical cases recorded yet, fever, sore throat, headache, nausea, and vomiting are mild symptoms of polio in children, while more severe cases can cause muscle weakness, paralysis, and in some cases, difficulty breathing or swallowing. The national government is stepping up its response after the poliovirus type 2 was detected in wastewater samples and in 2 healthy children in Lae, Morbe province. The government has since committed 13 million kina towards the rollout of vaccination efforts to increase the country's vaccination coverage.
Polio situation in our country will cost all of us, our government and our partners, 93 million kina. That's to do with surveillance, but to do with also rollout of polio vaccines again, speeding up. We want to accelerate polio vaccines right across our country. I thank the government for approving. Our government has approved 13 million kina to support the polio situation in our country.
But children must be immunized, must be vaccinated. In this, there's no fear on this. It's a normal thing. But because our immunization coverage throughout the country is a bit low, we have to elevate the coverage up to 80-90%.
With support from its partners, the World Health Organization, United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, and the Australian Government Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, appeals are being made to secure more funding from provincial and local level governments.
Our routine immunization is very low, right? You all know it's not just the polio vaccination is very low, but the overall routine immunization is very low. If we can use also this national campaign to improve the routine immunization, is going to be a plus.
Some of the reasons why the coverage is low is because many of the families are not able to come to health centers, and the mobile and the outreach activities don't happen. So what we need to do now is there are no excuses. Every child everywhere deserves protection, no matter where they live. So I'm requesting here, urging all provincial leaders, district leaders to treat this as a matter of urgency, to make sure they prioritize immunization in their health agenda.
Australia, of course, is a long-standing and committed partner in Papua New Guinea. Minister, we commend your leadership, and the Australian government stands ready to do more as the situation becomes.
While PNG has been polio-free for the past 25 years, low routine vaccination rates in some areas mean that children remain at risk of preventable diseases like polio. Meantime, the government has activated its National Polio Preparedness and Immunization Response Plan. However, World Health Organization has confirmed that a response was launched 24 hours after confirmation of the detection last month, with experts deployed to Lae. Minister Kapawore says the situation is serious but manageable. Retired teachers in Morobe province who are now in their 60s and 70s have been sitting at Tutumang House all week to follow up on a commitment made by Morobe Governor Luther Wenge. The teachers who have retired as early as 2015 are awaiting a 2 million kina repatriation funding that was promised by Governor Wenge in 2023.
A group of elderly retired teachers who have taught in Morobe province for 20 years or more have been going back and forth from Tutumang House to check up on a commitment made by Governor Luther Wenge in 2023. Governor Wenge had announced in one of his forums at Tutumang that the provincial government will support retirees' repatriation back to their home provinces, aside from the commitment made to support pastors, widows, people with disability and the elderly, promises that are yet to be fulfilled. Newai Daya Stossel from Goodenough Island in Milne Bay Province graduated in 1981 from Balok Teachers College, started teaching in Morobe in 1987 until her retirement in 2023. Married to a man from Finchafen, where she spent most of her teaching years at, Stossel outlined that the governor advised them that discretionary funds will be used to repatriate them.
And we were very happy. He cried and we all cried too. That was the first cry we made with him. And we really dropped tears, believing, trusting that the next minute we will get that money and we will go home. Unfortunately, we waited and waited and waited and waited. And we're still waiting. It was a very, very encouraging to us. We were very happy and we are patient.
Sakale Popen, who hails from Manus, started teaching in Eastern Highlands Province in 1977. He taught there for 22 years, then moved to Manus in 1998, stayed there for a year and a half before becoming a school inspector in West New Britain Province. From there, he came to Morobe and started teaching at Lababia in Salamoa before moving to Lanakapi, Bumayong, Tent City's St. Patrick's Catholic Primary School, St. Martin's Catholic Primary School, then to Makam Road Primary. He eventually retired on January 25, 2021. The retirees had petitioned the provincial government in 2024 to send them home, with Governor Wenge saying the Provincial Executive Council has allocated 2 million kina for the exercise in the 2025 budget. It is estimated that 3.5 million kina will be needed to repatriate the 219 retirees, and while waiting, they have lost some of their counterparts through the years. Kamala Guare, TVWAN News, Lae.
The Chief Executive Officer of Cheshire Disability Services, PNG, Gerard Bessenger, has challenged Papua New Guineans to rethink how they understand disability, calling for more empathy, accessibility, and inclusion in schools and communities. Speaking at a gathering hosted by Cheshire PNG, he said disability is too often misunderstood as a limitation, when in fact it reflects the varied challenges people face, from mobility issues to invisible conditions. Cheshire PNG continues to work with partners to make learning spaces more accessible and inclusive, one ramp, one conversation, and one act of empathy at a time.
Sounds negative. Other people, they say different able, but this is also like, it almost sounds like a superpower. The reality is like, we can change disability with challenges. And if you change it with challenges, we can all acknowledge we have challenges, true? Like, let's say nobody's perfect. Like, if one person is good with writing and talking, he might be not so good at calculating. Or the other way around. Nobody's perfect and we all have challenges. It's important to understand the challenges that some people have. So it's just good to think about it. Now that you're here, think about it. Think about the challenges that the people have and how can we help them to overcome it.
ExxonMobil PNG continues to support communities near its plant site to foster sustainable development, enhance local well-being, and build positive long-term relationships. This approach focuses on education, economic development, environmental stewardship, and community engagement. In 2024, the support included double classrooms, staff houses for teachers, a courthouse, and funding for 18 women to participate in a pilot entrepreneurial community gardening program. Investing in the development of Papua New Guinean businesses during 2024 through landowner companies, ExxonMobil PNG spent 2.6 billion kina engaging these companies to construct new facilities in the upstream area and LNG plant site villages of Porabada, Boira, Papa, and Lealea. This included double classrooms that were handed over to 2 primary schools in the upstream area and 4 schools near the LNG plant site. Staff houses were also constructed and handed over to 3 primary schools in the upstream area and 2 schools near the LNG plant site.
They have been very helpful, ExxonMobil itself. Not only have they provided the double classrooms and the admin block, but they have also contributed to positively in making sure that they partake in the children's learning as well, providing the head teacher's house and the house that I'm living in, and also carrying out Science Ambassadors program.
Well, I started teaching here as an assistant teacher, and as time went by, I realized that the number of girls coming to school was less. With the inclusion of ExxonMobil coming in and the improved facilities, the number of girls increased. So that means the more the buildings come, the more the students will be.
Papa Village has a new courthouse funded by EMPNG. It will provide a place for Papa Village to conduct law and justice activities, which was previously undertaken under the shade of trees in the village.
Which is our dream for so long. We've been having cases under the trees, under the houses, till when this the project start and the leaders negotiate. It could be better for us to have our own courthouse. So we are so happy that we have a permanent courthouse.
During 2024, EMPNG provided funding for 18 women from Boira Village to participate in a pilot entrepreneurial community gardening program. The women completed the 14-month training program in horticulture and market management to give them the knowledge and skills to cultivate community gardens.
So it transformed the lives of our women in that they saw that there was an opportunity for them to also use this project as a business opportunity for them.
Since production began, EMPNG has conducted engagements with more than 81,000 communities within its area of influence, while 30.2 billion kina distributed from PNG LNG revenues to the state of Papua New Guinea and its people. East New Britain Governor Michael Marum has called for urgent action to address critical service delivery gaps in the Rainbow TVWAN LLG following a recent visit to the area. During the visit, the governor inspected schools, health facilities, road infrastructure, and other key service areas. Key findings from the visit includes the rundown state of classrooms at 3 primary schools, the need for an ambulance at Vunapaka Health Center, absence of mobile communication in most parts of the LLG, and the poor conditions of roads in the LLG. In response to the critical needs identified, Marum committed to fund the construction of 3 new classrooms in 2025, targeting schools in the LLG with urgent infrastructure. He also called on the member for Gazelle, Jelta Wong, and other district-level authorities to mobilize DSIP and other resources to address the remaining infrastructure and service gaps in partnership with the provincial government. The Department of Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs has conducted a comprehensive review into the operation of special purpose authorities to evaluate their effectiveness as a service delivery mechanism for local level governments. The review identified systematic challenges, operational inefficiencies, and opportunities to strengthen SPA's role in decentralizing service delivery. Deputy Secretary of DPLLGA Larsen Thomas announced this during the swearing-in of new board members of the Southeast Mananda Special Purpose Authority on Tuesday in Port Moresby.
Deputy Secretary Larsen Thomas announced that the Department of Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs has recently completed a review exercise. This review focused on assessing the operational and institutional effectiveness of these special purpose authorities, or SPAs, in their role as the service delivery mechanism for local level governments. Mr. Thomas says a report from this review recommended certain policy and legislative reforms to be made to enable DPLLGA as the regulator to manage the affairs of SPAs.
People stand by the solo, helping people walking will walk straight. And walk people provide them advice now, ensuring compliance. So you can walk good. So we will continue to do that, now stand by, now where we can come in, providing some training, updating, the latest changes there will be more changes coming. Because people like looking good leadership, a good walk come up the place. Looking change. There must be 2 or 3 things. 1, continuity. Now consistency. And then good leadership.
Main policy and legislative reforms done so far include the development of a SPA constitution and the amendments to Section 45 and 50 of LLG Administration Act to ensure accountability and prudent management of public funds allocated for service delivery to SPAs. Mr. Thomas explained that the amendment of Section 45 of the Local Level Government Act is to remove and ban the chairman and the board members of the SPAs from being signatories to bank accounts. He further clarified that Section 50 is amended to include specific powers for minister responsible to take punitive actions against chairman, board, and the management of SPA if they abuse the office. Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
This is TVWAN News. A call for joint action and coordination has been made to deliver safe water and sanitation and hygiene practices for Papua New Guineans. That story and more when we come back.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Open Net.
He's there, but you like him more.
Welcome back. The funeral service for the late Senior Constable Napoleon Wagambi was held yesterday at the McGregor Barracks Police Chapel. The late Senior Constable died in a fatal plane crash in Morbe Province last December. He was among 4 others who were killed in the crash.
Late Constable Napoleon Wagambi's casket was flown into Port Moresby on Tuesday, so it could be given a fitting farewell by colleagues, friends and family. Former Assistant Commissioner of NCD and Central Anthony Wagambi Jr., eldest brother to late Napoleon, led members of the Mobile Squad Unit, the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary, family and friends in mourning his young brother. In his tribute, Wagambi Jr. said late Napoleon had built a foundation of life that was filled with love, kindness, determination and a passion to serve the police force with integrity until his untimely passing.
He was a very loving and outgoing person. Well before he became a policeman.
Wagambi Jr. said the death of his brother comes as a big shock to the family, but the words of encouragement and support from their families, friends, colleagues, Morbe leaders and RPNGC served as a foundation of strength and courage to the family during their time of mourning, and he, on behalf of the family, greatly appreciated them.
Family, we like to take you long. Over the lines and respond. People are taking long. Deputy Prime Minister, DPM must we don't like to say too much, but he's part of our family. On that day when the heavy come up, DPM, being who he is, he put that out and went out there to look for Napsi and the others for the crash site.
Member for late John Rosso, in paying his tribute, said Napoleon was one amongst many police officers who dedicated his life to serve PNG, and thanked the Wagambi family for raising a son who served the people, wearing the uniform with pride until his untimely passing. Late Napoleon was the first of 5 siblings. He served as a member of the Mobile Squad Unit until his untimely passing.
Remember all the other policemen and women who have passed before all of us. You do a job that is risky, swore an oath to serve our country, and on behalf of the people of Papua New Guinea, I'd like to say a special thank you and a tribute to each and every policeman or woman who has passed in the line of duty. I also take this time to say thank you to the families of the policemen and women who allow their loved ones to perform the roles and responsibilities in sometimes very harsh terrains, very risky jobs, and not in the best possible circumstances. They sometimes lose their lives.
Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
Meanwhile, Anthony Wagambi Jr. has called for a thorough investigation and established the root cause of the plane crash. He said the outcome of the investigations will ensure that proper processes and procedures are followed to avoid such incidents from happening in the future.
To ensure that proper investigations must take place, aircraft investigation, criminal inquest must take place, We must find out what happened, what caused this. Especially long, you mean policeman, SSD, or even all members of the constabulary, we get deployed out to rural areas. People of operation, we get on small aircrafts. We have to go. Even in Morobe, people out there in that area, Samanga, and most of Morobe, Cabo, and all that, not a road link. They depend on aircrafts to bring in the supplies and services. Investigation must find out what caused this tragedy. Because it might have been happening all the time, but this time the crash occurred. We must find answers to avoid that accident to happen again. I would never ever wish this upon any other family.
Australia's new High Commissioner to Papua New Guinea has made his first official engagement. His Excellency Ewan MacDonald paid a courtesy call to Governor-General Grand Chief Sir Bob Dadai at Government House today. MacDonald, joined by Deputy High Commissioner Adrian Lorin, said he honoured to serve during PNG's 50th independence year. He confirmed Prime Minister Anthony Albanese will visit in September and extended a pending invitation for the Governor-General to visit Australia. MacDonald replaces former High Commissioner John Fix. The visit signals renewed partnership in PNG-Australia diplomatic relations. A call for joint action and coordination was made yesterday following the launch of the Joint WASH Sector Program Implementation and Monitoring Committee. The committee, together with the Umben platform, are aimed at renewing a collective ambition to deliver safe water, sanitation and hygiene for every Papua New Guinean.
The Department of National Planning and Monitoring saw the double launch of the Umben platform and the Joint WASH Sector Program Implementation and Monitoring Committee yesterday. National WASH Programs Coordinator Takale Tuna shared that a powerful management information system, which is the Umben platform, is only as effective as the coordination that supports it.
That is why the NPM is also launching the Joint WASH Sector Program Implementation Monitoring Committee, a strategic coordination mechanism to ensure government and development partners are aligned, complementary and accountable to our national development goals and the WASH policy 2015 to 2030.
The committee will report to the departmental heads and agency committee and will ensure strong cross-sector leadership and accountability. The DNPM WASH PMU will serve as the secretariat. Secretary for Department of National Planning and Monitoring Connie Samuel, during the launch, emphasized the platform's over 134 accredited users across 4 regions.
And having those complementary support from our development partners coming in, we've got more. We just probably need the leadership. We need some good funding, good coordination. We can be able to deliver quality water services, sanitation services to our people in the next 10 years. We can do it. Every other countries have done it. We can do it in this country. We got the potential, we got the people, but I think we just need to coordinate and get those information in place. I think we can do that. And I'm thankful that we have this coordination mechanism in the sector. Planning can coordinate well with our development partners, with the private sector stakeholders, with the government sector stakeholders to coordinate this particular sector.
Through the committee, they aim to increase rural water access from 48% to 70% by 2027, improve rural sanitation from 33% to 60%, and achieve 100% clean water access in urban areas by 2027. Jasmine Rajak, TVWAN News.
The formation of the Papua New Guinea Floriculture Association is more than just a gathering of flower lovers. The association also empowers farmers with essential skills and opportunities.
To kickstart the year, the association provided its members with a mini market this last week at the National Museum in NCD, coinciding with Mother's Day and in preparation its July Floriculture Show.
Papua New Guinea Floriculture Association was first started in 2009 by flower enthusiasts, growers and entrepreneurs to foster knowledge sharing, skill development and business growth. The group led by Mary Sound has helped the creation of formal and informal businesses, helping families across the nation to earn income.
So time people starting off from 2009, people looking more interest them come. It's just about patience that people come together. The time people go 2010, people starting the first second flower show. Long must be arts theater. That's when people looking more other provinces too will take part.
The show provides a platform for networking, skill building, and economic empowerment, making floriculture more accessible and improving industry conditions, promoting training, collaboration, and seeking government support to strengthen the sector. While floriculture in the country grows success stories, it also comes with challenges such as limited market access, financial constraints, logistic issues, no government support, and land farming issues. Despite these daily struggles, PNGFA continues to advocate for better, sustainable growth for the industry and continues to encourage its farmers.
There is no government support. This thing is created by us, is being built by us, and we play it.
PNGFA aims to offer essential training in floral arrangement, grading, cultivation techniques, and market strategies, helping growers produce high-quality flowers that meet commercial standards, grading and quality control, and so flowers meet standards for both local and international markets.
Big plus something I'm training. Time you some training, you work in business now. Cut flowers or you work supply more flower arrangement. Now all this blah. If you may improve lo the quality blow you me lo flowers, quantity blow you me lo flowers, pricing blow you me lo flowers. We are ready for export.
With PNGFA's guidance, floriculture growers are accessing larger markets with wider networking opportunities that create commercial events with increasing visibility and probability. Joanna Filet, TVWAN News.
And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2445 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2370 US dollars, 0.3662 Australian dollars, 0.2041 euro, and 34.40 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, palm oil and copper closed higher, gold, coffee, cocoa, copra, and crude oil closed the day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TVWAN News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Hiya, Mama.
You wait time, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Add your kakaro, get up a big smile on face. Time for kimchi, and a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste P&G loves.
Pepsi bottle. Tell him shorty come get it. Come grind on me, but met it. Mommy get loose, get loose, get loose. Pepsi in my hand, ice cold, no excuse. I tell him who's gonna bring that groove down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Tell him who's gonna bring that groove down. Pepsi with that fresh sound. Pepsi, give me some Pepsi bottle. Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi bottle.
For Simon, life is simple. Dreams seem distant, yet hope remains. One ticket, one dream. Simon's world changed forever. Yes! From small dreams to big possibilities. The one-top jackpot is here for everyone. Win big every day.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Let's get Origin 2 underway. Will it be Blues glory or will Queensland send us to a decider? Enjoy the ride, and this will be a try to Kelly. Queensland do hit back with a beauty. And Brazil has a double. They win by 20 and take first blood in the 2025 Women's State of Origin Series.
Welcome back. In news overseas, Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese is about to embark on the first overseas visit of his second term. The Prime Minister is flying to meet Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto with a focus on security and economic ties.
Important in our own interest, but also in the interests of the region, that we have a strong relationship with Indonesia. That's why when elected Prime Minister, the first country I had a bilateral with was Indonesia, and this time in my second term, once again, I'm returning to Indonesia as the first port of call, because there's no more important relationship than we have with Indonesia.
The ACT government will support the Salvation Army to operate Burangeri Aged Care Respite Centre for another 2 years. The facility was slated to close next month, with the reversal seen by some as a win for community advocacy. The government says this is a short-term measure and the centre needs major works.
When 101-year-old Joan Plunkett heard the Burangeri Aged Care Respite Centre was set to close, she couldn't believe it.
I was disgusted because the people that were there really needed to be there.
Her late husband was a regular respite client, and she also recently had a 3-week stay at the Salvation Army run centre.
All the carers are delightful. And nothing's a trouble.
So closing the centre down like that would be absolutely detrimental for the Canberra community, and quite catastrophic really, because to try and secure additional beds, there are no beds.
And that closure seemed certain after the ACT government declared it was no longer fit for purpose and needed extensive renovations. But the centre has now been given a 2-year lifeline.
And we worked really hard to address all of the legal and procurement and other issues with the Health Directorate to enable this short-term extension.
I'm very pleased. Burangeri Respite Services are an essential service to the community. Our carers will be very happy
Federal Labor promised $10 million during the election campaign for respite aged care beds in the ACT. Health Minister Rachel Stephen-Smith says she's reached out to her Commonwealth counterpart to now also consider co-funding Burrangiri's contract extension.
It was 2 years is nothing. You know, that'll go by very quickly. And the need will be greater. So they need to get busy and start on a decent sized replacement.
Words of advice from those in the know.
A Melbourne-led trial has shown dietary changes can provide relief to some women with endometriosis. Researchers from Monash University found a low FODMAP diet improved gastrointestinal symptoms severity in 60% of women with endometriosis. More than 75% of women with endometriosis experience gastrointestinal symptoms.
Around 1 in 7 Australian women have endometriosis, and it's most commonly known for causing painful menstrual cycles and also problems with infertility. But around 3/4 of women with endometriosis also suffer from gastrointestinal symptoms. And Monash University researchers say that until now, very little research has been done around the world to investigate the impact of diet on those symptoms. They've recruited 35 women to take part in a randomised low FODMAP diet, and they say the results are promising.
We found that the low FODMAP diet improved gastrointestinal symptom severity in 60% of women with endometriosis, and also led to improvements in abdominal pain, bloating, and improvements in quality of life.
A low FODMAP diet eliminates certain foods that have high FODMAP content. So these are things like onion, garlic, and also high lactose milk. Researchers now want to conduct a much larger trial which tests the real-life applications. So instead of providing the food portions, they want women with endometriosis to receive advice from dietitians and then create their own menus to see whether or not this really has a lasting impact on some of those symptoms like abdominal pain and bloating.
And that ends our news segment. Coming up in sports, Hekari women advanced to finals and new coach talent emerge at PNG NRL Academy Games. Stay tuned.
How would you describe your mother?
My mom is beautiful.
She is strong like Superwoman.
I love my mom because she always takes care of me.
My mom, she's so patient and loving. I feel she's always around.
Caring. She works so hard and always wants the best for me.
She's soft like her love.
My mom is everything, and I don't know what I'd do without her.
Softland, fragrance of a mother's love.
Hurry PNG and enter today to be considered for the 2025 Power Play PNG Awards. Brought to you by ExxonMobil and the PNG LNG project, these awards recognize exceptional Papua New Guineans making significant contributions in the LNG and decarbonization industries. Could you be Papua New Guinea's next great power player? There's only one way to know. Enter now to find out.
You sabi tu awesome condom and one way where you can abrusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy? Tingim, use him condom long right way. Stop safe na look out him you yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you know save long HIV status long partner blog you or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haborusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom banisim you yet na future blog you. This platok save ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
We are the people, connected to our land and sea. Timeless and enduring, it has served past generations, sustains us today, and will support those of tomorrow. A testament to human ingenuity. It can be shaped into limitless forms. It reflects our humanity, strong yet vulnerable. It teaches us to endure challenges to fulfill our purpose. Past technologies inspire us to look inward for creativity and sustainable solutions for the future. It brings families together, fostering moments of connection over shared meals. Known and cherished worldwide, the clay pot is a universal symbol of life, resilience, and connection.
See the toughest fighters in MMA in a whole new light.
I had to show my true heart.
MMA 30 is your window into their lives.
These are my horses, my childhood house.
My judo is a huge asset for me.
An exclusive all-access pass.
We're here for his bachelor party.
With your favorite stars of the sport.
I want to be known as one of the greatest.
Watch MMA 30 only on Fight Sports.
Thanks for staying with us. Hekari Women's FC are through to their second straight OFC Women's Champions League final after a 6-1 win over Fiji's Bar FC in the first semi-final in Papeete, Tahiti this morning. Hekari's side turned in their best performance of the tournament in a dominant display. The win sets the stage for the grand final against defending champions Auckland FC on Saturday.
New Guinea's champion women's football team, Hekari FC, dominated possession from the outset, were fluent in their build-up play but lacked quality in front of a goal in the first spell before turning in a clinical second-half performance. The match had started with Hekari scoring in the 5th minute following a mistake by Bar goalkeeper, which allowed Neni Elipas to pounce and slot the ball home into an empty net. Michaeline Butubu then had a chance to double the lead in the 11th minute, but her attempt was blocked by the Bar defense. Leveled at 1-1, going into the break, Hekari came out scoring in the second half. Talismanic striker and skipper Mari Kaipu led the team to restore her side's lead. Just 2 minutes later, Kaipu broke through again, this time squaring the ball to an unmarked Elipas, who tapped it home for his second goal of the match. 4 minutes on, Kaipu had another assist, setting up Elipas again, who made no mistake for a hat-trick. Kaipu scored his second of the game in the 69th minute, his 7th of the competition, a header after the ball had rebounded off the crossbar. Phyllis Pala rounded out the scoring from the penalty spot 5 minutes from full time. Susan Oreape, TVWAN Sports.
World governing body for football, FIFA, has congratulated and celebrated the development of football in the Oceania region over the last 12 months. This includes a record number of OFC national teams qualifying to FIFA international tournaments.
FIFA said football in Oceania is thriving and the opportunities are greater than ever. FIFA acknowledged its Vice President and OFC President, Lambert Maltok, under whose leadership there have been historic qualifications, unforgettable victories, and a series of firsts that are helping to further develop and shape the football landscape in the region. 2026 will be an historic year for OFC and football in the Pacific, with the launch of the OFC Professional League, the region's first ever professional football league. Maltok highlighted the lasting impacts that this development will have far beyond the action on the pitch. OFC will now focus on launching the OFC Professional League in 2026, which will bring the region closer to a future where its clubs, players, and the people can aspire to the highest standards. Highlighted also was the grassroots development that OFC has worked hard to drive with a focus on women's game. Emphasis was also made on OFC's digital presence, with an impressive growth over the past year, highlighting the rising interest in football across the region. Susan Oreape, TV1 Sports.
Former Port Moresby Vipers player Ben Wemin has emerged as a promising coach after his recent induction into the PNG NRL Academy program. This initiative aims to develop young coaches and technical officials, certifying them to lead academy teams.
Wamin has made a significant impact as head coach, leading the NCD Under-17 boys and the Under-18 Open female teams to the grand finals, where they triumphed over Lay Academy and Goroka Academy, respectively. His success reflects the effectiveness of the Academy training modules, which have greatly enhanced his coaching skills over the past 22 months. In a media conference prior to the Academy Grand Final last week, Wamin expressed his gratitude to Joe Grimmer, the head of the Pathway and Player Development, for the opportunity to advance in his coaching career. He emphasized the profound impact of the program.
This program it's helping us big time. Like normally we didn't learn this kind of training, like a program. We Joey and the Australian government help us. Like normally we have to train in our own knowledge, but now like PNG and RL come in and help us, give us train program, and we go this far. And I see that lots of young girls and boys they learn from the beat.
Wamin highlighted the benefits of the NRL Academy program for young players, noting that many are learning valuable skills through the program.
As a former player, take part in coaching career, I'm really happy to be part of the coaching. As I see like lots of young boys, they need to improve their talents and improve their gaming system. As I compare now, as a former player, I'm happy to learn them about the basics about rugby, fundamentals about rugby, and like building them to become next Kumul and Orchids.
He believes that mastering the basics of rugby league from a young age is vital for player development, enhancing them to pursue their aspirations to become future stars, including potential representatives for Papua New Guinea national teams, the Kumuls and the Orchids. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
18-year-old Morais is set to face a significant challenge as he prepares to play for Bigger Petroleum Gulf West against the brothers in the Port Moresby Rugby League competitions round 4. The match, scheduled for Saturday at the Santos National Football Stadium, promises to be a fierce contest as the two teams representing their respective tribes go head-to-head in what is expected to be an aggressive battle.
Playing as a number 11 second rower, Junior Rees sees the opportunity as a monumental challenge. He's aware of the task ahead, but expresses his eagerness to contribute positively to his team. Rees has a history with brothers, having been a ball boy for the team in 2015 at the tender age of 6. However, he is now committed to Gulf West, the club where he began his rugby journey. Hailing from Gumina in Simbu Province, Rees has spent most of his life in Port Moresby. His father, Peter Rees, was the head coach of Brothers during a challenging period when the club faced a 5-year suspension. Following that, Peter Rees joined Gulf West, leading to his unique scenario where father and son will now face off with father's former team. Maury Rees began his rugby league career with the Gulf West in 2022 and has proven to be a solid performer, earning his promotion to the senior team based on his merits, not due to his father's position. For Rees, the focus is not rivalry but on playing with integrity and sportsmanship. Junior Rees concluded he is ready to take on the challenge ahead. The match is anticipated to be an exhilarating display of talent, determination, and the rich culture of rugby league in Papua New Guinea. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Game 2 of the 2025 Women's Ample State of Origin Series kicks off at 7:45 tonight, Thursday, May 15 at Allianz Stadium at Sydney, with the Maroons looking to keep the series alive after losing Game 1 at Suncorp Stadium. A record crowd of over 26,000 was on hand in Brisbane for the series opener as the Westpac New South Wales Blues recorded a 32-12 victory.
Having delivered a convincing victory in the series opener at Suncorp Stadium, the Blues are on the gasp of securing their first State of Origin shield since the series expanded to a 3-game format in 2023. New South Wales coach John Strange has kept the same starting 17 that showed no mercy in Queensland 2 weeks ago. Roosters winger Brady Parker joins the extended squad for the first time, while Titans forward Shaylee Bant and Knights hooker Olivia Higgins are also named in the reserves. Queensland coach Tani Norris made a singular change to her squad, bringing Brisbane Broncos forward Chelsea Lonanduzi to bolster the pack after being physically dominated through the middle in the opening game. Lonanduzi, who has played 6 times for Queensland since 2017, will add size and power to the Maroons forward pack. Destiny Brill now finds herself on the bench, while halfback Ellie Brigginshaw and fullback Tamika Afton again co-captain the team. Despite their loss in the series opener, Queensland has a strong record in Sydney, having won the last 2 Origin matches played at Allianz Stadium. The Maroons will need to find a way to cut down on errors if there are any chance to stay in the 3-game series. A win Thursday night could be enough to win the series for the Blues. North of the border, Queensland fans will be hoping for a repeat of last year's thrilling comeback after losing the first game. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And now the weather forecast. Southern, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with some areas of potential heavy rain and riverine flash flooding. Port Moresby, cloudy with afternoon evening showers and possible thunderstorms. Momasse, scattered showers and thunderstorms with areas of heavy rain and riverine flash flooding. Lae, cloudy with afternoon evening showers and possible thunderstorms. New Guinea Islands, scattered showers and thunderstorms with areas of rain and riverine flash flooding. Kokopo and Rabaul, sunny afternoon with possible evening showers and thunderstorm. Highlands, scattered morning fog clearing to scattered showers and thunderstorms with areas of rain and riverine flash flooding and landslides. Mount Hagen, afternoon evening showers and thunderstorms. Coral Sea, sea smooth to slight with southeast to easterly winds of 10 to 15 knots. Solomon Sea, sea smooth with southwest to northwest winds of 5 to 10 knots. Bismarck Seas, sea smooth with northwest to easterly winds of 5 to 10 knots. Pacific Ocean, sea smooth with northeast to easterly winds of 5 to 15 knots. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru, to Kiwai Island, to Kerema, to Yule Island, to Hood Point, to Samari Island, seas 1 to 1.3 meters. Waters of Samari Island to Cape Bogle and all Milime Islands. Waters of Long Island to Medang, to Wewak, to Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border. And waters of New Island to New Britain Island, seas 0.5 to 1 meter. That brings us to the end of another edition of TV1 News. Have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by